Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on 1010 KSIR and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. This morning from Jackson Field and Greeley is the opening round of the Class 3A state tournament as the visiting Bayfield Wolverines, the designated visiting team on the scoreboard, take on the Brush Bee Diggers. I'm John Beltran. The Bee Diggers come into this game with a 14-6 record, Bayfield at 19-2. The Bee Diggers registered victories last Saturday in the district tournament in Brush, defeating a Rupee Jesuit 7-0, and then taking out Manitou Springs 6-5. Bayfield at 19-2, the third seed won at home over Florence by a convincing margin. Same thing in the championship game over Cedar Ridge, 14-0. As we mentioned, Bayfield is the designated visiting team for this game. So let's get to their starting lineup. For the Wolverines, coached by Tom Horton. And by the way, they are not going with their number one pitcher in this particular game, Clay Miller. So Bayfield could be in very, very good shape if they win this game, considering that they're saving their number one pitcher for Game 2, which is either at 3 o'clock today against the winner of the 12:30 game between Lamar and Faith Christian, or the 10 a.m. game tomorrow between the loser of that one. Batting first is the right fielder, Drake Rhodes. Matthew Knickerbocker, the shortstop, hits second. Clay Miller in center bats third. Trey Lang, the third baseman, bats fourth. The catcher is Kelton McCoy. Batting sixth is Zane Phelps. Austin McMinimum, the left fielder, bats seventh. Tyler Kerr, the DH, is eighth. And Aaron Hazelton, the second baseman, bats ninth. The Bee Diggers have Mitch Tormolin at first. Mike Gutierrez at second. Tyler Mondays at third. Arnoldo Matos Garcia at short. Grayson Simmons in left. Randy Baker in center. The right fielder is Jesus Cardenas. Behind the plate is Alec Peterson. On the mound is Kyle Rosenbrock. The pitch, and that is a fastball in there for a strike at the knees to Drake Rhodes, hitting from the right side, the right fielder this morning for Bayfield. Rosenbrock got the victory over Manitou Springs. Fastball is upstairs, and the count is level at 1-1 strike. The Diggers will be relying on Rosenbrock in this game and Hirschfeld either later today or tomorrow, depending upon the outcome of this game, to get them through. Swing and a miss with a fastball just above belt level, and it's 1-2. The Bee Diggers, the two times they've been here for the first game, have been the visiting team, defeating Lamar 9-7 in 2008, and last year beating Weld Central 3-2. Wind and pitch. The breaking ball swung on and grounded to third and over the left shoulder of Tyler Monday for a base hit. Tough hop there as Monday couldn't handle it. Opening pitch brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with two locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. That's Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. That'll bring up Matthew Knickerbocker hitting for the left side. Bee Diggers a much younger team than they were 1 year ago. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Bell tie, it's 0-1. Last year, the Bee Diggers had a freshman, a sophomore, 3 juniors, 4 seniors. This year, a freshman, 4 sophomores, a junior, and 3 seniors. And the offering, and the breaking ball is lined towards left field, and Grayson Simmons goes back. It's over his head. He completely misjudged the ball. Simmons picks the ball up at the warning track, gets it back in, and to third is Rhodes. That'll be a double for Matthew Knickerbocker on a line drive that should have been caught. But Simmons hesitated badly, and the Bee Diggers have made now 2 plays that could have been made. Instead, they result in base hits. Yeah, because Monday's play at third was certainly makeable, but Simmons completely misjudged that one in left field. That'll bring up Clay Miller, left-handed hitter. The pitch and the fastball is a little bit outside. Yeah, this is the problem with youth and not knowing this particular field. The stretch and the 1-0. Fastball is on the inner half for a strike. Thigh high, it's 1-1. Yeah, if Simmons starts back on the ball immediately instead of hesitating, then he makes the catch instead. It's a double. And the pitch in the dirt with a fastball. Ball 2, strike 1. So the Bee Diggers off to a bad start here from Jackson Field. At third is Rhodes. At second is Knickerbocker on 2 makeable plays, but ruled a single and a double. The stretch. Rosenbrock with a 2-1. swung on. That is grounded to second. Gutierrez comes in, looks to third, throws to first. Runners have to hold, and there's one down as Miller's retired. One down in the top of the first inning. It'll be Trey Lang hitting from the right side for Bayfield. Boy, wouldn't this be something if Rosenbrock can get out of this jam. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign in Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better B&B Appliance. The pitch and the breaking ball is right there on the outer half thigh high, and it's strike one. Rush and Bayfield have met in the state tournament before. The Bead Diggers eliminated Bayfield in 2008. The pitch, fastball is just a little bit low, and the count levels to the right-handed hitter Trey Lang. 1 ball and 1 strike. At third is Rhodes. At second is Knickerbocker. A single and a double to begin the game. The offering. Swag and a miss through the fastball right by Lang, and it's 1-2. Now, because Bayfield is way out there on the western slope, they had to play a third of their schedule against junior varsity teams, but nonetheless, they are 19-2 going in. The offering swung on and fouled straight back. As Rosenbrock challenged Lang with a fastball, the count remains at 1-2. No score on the top of the first inning between Bayfield and Brush, a double elimination tournament. Lamar and Faith Christian to play at 12:30. The stretch. Lang awaits the 1-2 pitch, and that's in the dirt, blocked nicely on the breaking ball by Peterson. Count levels at 2-2. Bayfield dressed in their purple uniforms and white pants. The Bead Diggers in their maroon uniforms, gold lettering and numerals in the gray pants. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, or 1 out, 2 on. The stretch and the pitch down and away. And the count is at 3-2 to Trey Lang with Kelton McCoy on deck. Stretched by Rosenbrock. And the pitch. And the curveball swung on and missed, and Lang strikes out. And there's 2 down. Well, it was second and third with nobody out. Let's see if Rosenbrock can get out of this jam with Kelton McCoy at the plate, but the Bead Diggers have got to play some defense. McCoy, another right-handed hitter. This could be a momentum turner here in the first inning, hitting with an open stance. The offering. Fastball is a little bit low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Look to the team at Valley View Villa for rehab, short-term or long-term care needs. 815 Fremont, 867-8261. Fastball down and away. Nice snag there by Peterson. 2 balls and no strikes. A base is open, but you don't want to load the bases with no room for error. At third is Rhodes. At second is Knickerbocker. And this is a hitter's count here at 2-0 to McCoy. The pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed, but the ball gets away from Peterson. Rhodes is going to score. Knickerbocker to third on the wild pitch. And Bayfield leads 1-0. And that's the fear when you throw a 2-0 breaking ball. So McCoy up there with a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Yeah, he swung at a bad pitch, but it turned out to be a positive for Bayfield. The stretch, 2-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is level at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Bead Diggers did win 3-2 1 year ago. You would expect opening games are more like pitcher's duel. The stretch by Rosenbrock, 2-2, and that is just a little bit low on the fastball. Rosenbrock was headed towards the dugout. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Unfortunately, he's already thrown 22 pitches, which is not good. McCoy awaits the 3-2, and here it is. Swung on and missed. That ball gets away from Peterson. Another run scores, and McCoy strikes out, but he's at first base, and Bayfield now leads 2-0. Oh, boy, you got to be a wall back there. Can't allow those to get away. It goes as a wild pitch, third strike, and a strikeout. And here is Zane Phelps. Well, this is frustrating for Brush. 2 wild pitches and the second on the strikeout have given the Wolverines a 2-0 lead, and they had second and third with 2 down. So here's the right-handed hitting Phelps. Yeah, this is, wow. Again, defense, got to play the defense. The Bee Diggers were not good against Manitou Springs defensively in that 6-5 win. Made a bunch of errors that nearly cost them the game. Now, the misplays have cost them 2 runs. Now, they don't have an official error on the board. But makeable plays are not happening. That fastball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. It's 0-1 to Zane Phelps. Coy with the lead at first, a stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss and a strong breaking ball. It's 0-2. Already 2 strikeouts for Rosenbrock in this inning. However, Bayfield is on the board and they're still up at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes to Phelps. Stretch by Rosenbrock. And the pitch. And that ball gets away from Peterson. He might have been crossed up on a fastball. That'll go as a pass ball. McCoy to second. Count is at 1-2. It looked like he was crossed up as he tried to catch that like it was perhaps a breaking ball, and it was a fastball. 1-2. And the offering. Swung on, and that ball is grounded right side and off of Gutierrez's glove into right field. Cardenas will chase it down, but around third is McCoy with the base hit. That'll be an RBI single for Phelps. Bayfield now leads 3-0. And the Bee Diggers are tightening up here in the first inning. Again, a makeable play by Gutierrez, but it was in the hole. Here's Austin McMiniman. I mean, this is going to be a 3-hit effort here in the first inning by Bayfield, but all of these plays were makeable. McMiniman from the right side, the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the 7th hitter in the Bayfield lineup, and the Bee Diggers are going to have to swing the sticks today. As they're down early 3-0. Short lead at first, and the pitch. Fastball, a strike. On the outer half bell tie, the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, thank goodness Clay Miller, their number 1 pitcher, is not on the mound for Bayfield. But again, if they win this game, they're looking good for the rest of the tournament. Fastball is down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. That's already 30 pitches for Rosenbrock here in the opening inning. On a gorgeous day from Jackson Field. The stretch and the offering. Curveball swung on and missed letter high, and it's 2-2. And Bayfield has done a decent job of hitting the ball with 2 strikes, even though Rosenbrock has generated 2 strikeouts. The stretch, 2-2. Curveball swung on and missed. And Bayfield is done in the first inning, but not a good one for Brush. 3 runs for the Wolverines on 3 hits. Although all were makeable plays, no errors and 1 left. Let's head to the bottom of the first from Jackson Field and Greeley in the opening round of the 3A state tournament. Bayfield 3, and Brush is coming to bat on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Jackson Field and Greeley. We'll get to the Bee Digger starting lineup here. Brought to you by Blodorn Lumber at BlodornLumber.com. You can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales flyer, complete a credit application, shop the entire inventory online. Doesn't matter if you're a contractor or painting your kitchen at Blodorn Lumber, you'll get the same friendly service and advice to make your job easier. Friendly place, serious service, Blodorn Lumber. Alec Peterson is batting for the Bee Diggers against the right-hander Hunter Funkhauser, and that ball is in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, not a lot of hard-hit balls at all by Bayfield, just 1 in the opening inning and a play that should have been made. Hopefully the Bee Diggers have the nerves out of their system. 1-0 pitch. And that fastball is high. 2 balls and no strikes. Batting second for the Bee Diggers will be Arnoldo Matos Garcia. 2-0. Fastball is up and in. Kyle Rosenbrock hits third. Mitch Tormoliner, that was called a strike. Check that. Ryan Hirschfeld fifth. Tyler Monday sixth. Jesus Cardenas bats seventh. Gutierrez eighth. And Grayson Simmons ninth. 2-1 offering. And that's outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Alec Peterson. Bayfield holding a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. Double elimination tournament. The pitch. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore catcher. And a pitch. And that is a called strike 3. No doubt about that one. Peterson was headed to first. But that ball was on the outer half, and there's 1 down.
Now batting number 12, Arnaldo Maltos.
Arnoldo Maltos Garcia. Yeah, the Bee Diggers cannot fall too far behind with this young team that they're sporting if they want to stay in this one. Winding the pitch. Fastball is upstairs to the freshman. 1 ball and no strikes. And the pitch, and that is in the dirt. Well, same story to Maltos Garcia as we saw with Peterson. Funkhauser fell behind 2-0, but struck out Peterson. Here's the wind and offering, and that's outside. Oh, called a strike. Jeez, you got to be kidding me. Well, the catcher, McCoy, is set up towards the inside, but... And the 2-1 pitch swung on and fouled back. Zane Phelps at first, Darren Hazelton at second, Trey Langs the third baseman, Matthew Knickerbocker at short. Around the outfield, Austin McMinimum in left, Clay Miller in center, Drake Rhodes is in right, and McCoy behind the plate. And the 2-2 from Funkhauser to Maltos Garcia. It's a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And that'll send up Rosenbrock. You don't have to travel out of town to receive the best and most advanced hearing health care. Platte Valley Hearing Center, 409 East Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Wind and pitch, and that fastball is low. And Funkhauser's bringing some heat. No question about that. Between him and Miller, they're a tough combination. The pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes. Third consecutive hitter that he started off 2-0, and yet he struck out the previous 2. That means that Rosenbrock should get a strike here. 2-0 pitch, and that is low with a fastball, 3-0. With Mitch Tormolen on deck, the Bee Diggers trail 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And the offering, that's right down the middle for a strike. Took something off the fastball. It's 3-1. Even though Funkhauser has 2 strikeouts, 8 balls and 7 strikes thrown so far. 3-1. And that is a strike on the outside corner with a fastball thigh high. It's 3-2 to Kyle Rosenbrock. Well, this guy works quickly. The Bee Diggers are going to have to slow him down. 3-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right. Well, Bayfield's going to win the first inning. The Bee Diggers have got to win the other innings, or at least a good portion of them. 3-2 to Rosenbrock. The offering. Fastball is up and in. He walks. The Rosenbrock is on for Mitch Tormolen. Tormolen homered last year in the opening round of the state tournament in the 3-2 victory over Weld Central. Last year, the Bee Diggers allowed a total of 7 runs over the first 3 games, and things got a little bit ugly in the last 2. Wind and pitch. Curveball is way up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. To the Bee Digger first baseman. 3-0 Bayfield. Bottom of the first inning from Jackson Field and Greeley. Short lead for Rosenbrock. 1-0. Tapped foul off to the right, and count is level at 1-1. Tormolen apparently hurt his back earlier this week lifting weights, and that looked like a haphazard swing there. Just trying to protect. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 2 down. Tormolen with the open stance, digging back in. The stretch by Funkhauser, throw to first, back in standing as Rosenbrock. One ball, 1 strike. The stretch and the offering. And that fastball is a strike. Wow. I don't know if he swung. They're going to say he swung? Oh, that's terrible. I mean, he definitely didn't swing at that pitch. That is awful. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch. It's to Tormolen. Curveball is up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes with Rosenbrock at first. The stretch by Funkhauser and the 2-2. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. Bee Diggers are done in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. With a score, Bayfield 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Don Beltran back at Jackson Field and Greeley as we head to the second inning. Not good for the Bee Diggers so far. They struck out 3 times in the bottom of the first, and they trailed 3-0 to the Bayfield Wolverines. And there's a reason Bayfield is 19-2. They certainly showed it in the first inning. Rush has got to make some plays here on defense. Yeah, a couple of wild pitches by Rosenbrock didn't help in the first, but a couple of grounders that could have been played, and a line drive to left field that was badly misjudged by Grayson Simmons. But still have 6 innings of baseball to go. Let's see if the Bee Diggers can turn it around here as we go to the second. It'll be Tyler Kerr, third left-handed hitter in this lineup for Bayfield. The DH, the pitch, swung on and popped foul, out of play off to the left. No balls and 1 strike. 32 pitches thrown by Rosenbrock in the first inning. Got to minimize those pitches now for the next few innings. Here's the wind in the 0-1. Fastball is up and away. And the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. To the left-handed hitting Tyler Kerr. Peterson lays down the sign, the pitch in the dirt. Yeah, those 2-out runs, those are killers. Then Bayfield figured with second and third and nobody out, they should have scored anyway. But they scored with second and third and 2 down, then added another run. And the 2-1 pitch, swag and a miss through the fastball right by him, belt high. Count is at 2-2. Both Rosenbrock and Funkhauser struck out 3 in the opening inning. Wind in the 2-2 pitch. A little bit low, took something off it. Count moves to 3-2. On the DH, 8-9-1 in the lineup for Bayfield in this second inning. 3-2 offering, swung on and foul back. Count remains at 3-2. The Bee Diggers with a nice contingent of supporters along the third base side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Wind by Rosenbrock and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball in the dirt. Peterson has to pick it up. He'll throw to first, and there's 1 down. Strikeout number 4 for Kyle Rosenbrock.
Now to the plate, number 2, Darren Hazelton.
There's Darren Hazelton from the right side. Hitting with an open stance. Wind in the pitch. Fastball is there for a strike on the outer half just above the knees. It's 0-1. Now the Bee Diggers have not had to make a play defensively yet to record an out. And the offering, swung on, grounded up the right side foul. Actually just won a grounder to Gutierrez, I should say, with nobody out in the first, and that was it. No balls and 2 strikes to Darren Hazelton, the 9th place hitter for Bayfield, with the Wolverines leading 3-0 in the top of the second inning. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado Title at 130 West Kiowa in Fort Morgan will provide you with a stress-free closing. Northern Colorado Title. Fastball right down the middle at the knee. Strike 3. 2 down in the second. Strikeout number 5 for Kyle Rosenbrock. Here's Drake Rhodes with a ground ball into left field for a base hit, but a very makeable play by Monday at third. Just took a... Wasn't sure which hop to judge it by. Here's the wind and pitch. Curveball is grounded foul up the third base side. Count is at 0-1. The Bee Diggers were in this position 5 years ago when they fell behind Lamar. I think that was a 6-3 game at the time and won 9-7. Wind in the 0-1 pitch. The fastball is low. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. You want quality ice for the very best in ice, AC Ice. That is AC Ice, the 1-1 pitch. Fastball is very high. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3 runs on 3 hits for Bayfield. The Bee Diggers have a base runner. That was on a walk to Rosenbrock, and that was it in the bottom of the first inning. And the 2-1 pitch. Fastball is a strike. On the outer half, just below belt level, the count is at 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Drake Rhodes, looking for a 1-2-3 inning. And the pitch, Fastball swung on and missed above the letters, and Rosenbrock strikes out the side in order in the top of the second. As we head to the bottom of the second, Rosenbrock with 6 strikeouts, but Bayfield with a 3-0 lead over Brush in the opening round of the Class 3A state tournament right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Bayfield 3, Brush nothing as we begin the bottom of the second inning from Jackson Field and Greeley, and the pitch to Ryan Hirschfeld is a fastball upstairs. From the right-hander, Hunter Funkhauser, who struck out the side in the opening frame. 1-0. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner. Count is level at 1-1. Already 9 strikeouts in this game, 6 by Rosenbrock, 3 by Funkhauser. The pitch to the DH. That's a fastball for a strike on the outside corner. Boy, either my angle's really bad or the corner's been expanded. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hirschfeld awaits the pitch. Curveball is popped foul and out of play. Hirschfeld looking to do a heck of a lot better than last year. He was such a good hitter as a sophomore, but was 0 for 17 in the state tournament. 1 ball and 2 strikes, and the offering swung on and driven high and deep down the right field line. A long run in foul territory, and the catch is made by Drake Rhodes for the first out of the second inning. Nice play by Rhodes in foul territory. There's 1 down. That'll bring up the third baseman, Tyler Monday. Funkhauser certainly throws hard. The Beat Diggers have got to get something going here. Wind and pitch. Fastball is right there for a strike on the outer half thigh high. It's 0-1. Yeah, Funkhauser finds a strike zone. The Beat Diggers have got to get ahead in the count. The pitch, swing and a miss, not even close. Well outside, it's 0-2. And this is where the issue started last year in the state tournament. The 6 through 9 hitters were a combined 071. The offering, good night, in the dirt, and he's going to have to throw him out. No, he doesn't. And there's 2 down on a breaking ball on Monday. Strikes out. Here is Jesus Cardenas from the 7 hole. Cardenas starting in right field. He had an appendectomy early in the season, was on the bench for much of the year. Oscar Soto did a nice job, but Jesus gets the start. That fastball's very high. I'm not sure how hard Funkhauser throws, but it's got to be in the low 80s at the very least. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind and pitch, and that fastball is low. 2-0. Mikey Gutierrez on deck. 3-0 Bayfield, bottom of the second inning, 2 down. The base is empty. Swung on, grounded right up the middle, headed for center field. That's a base hit for Cardenas, the first of the game for the Beat Diggers. The Beat Diggers have their second base runner. However, their first base runner, Rosenbrock, was with 2 outs and nobody on. Same story here in the second inning. There's Mike Gutierrez. He's second baseman. As we'll have bunch of underclassmen coming up here. The next 5 hitters, all underclassmen, the stretch. And the offering, and that is in the dirt on the breaking ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Bayfield scored all of their runs with 2 down in the first inning. And Funkhauser likes to work quickly based on what we've seen so far, the stretch. And the 1-0, and that is a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, and he's painting that corner. And it looks like an expanded corner. The Beat Diggers are going to have to go the other way. Northeast Colorado's locally owned Hometown Savings and Loan in Fort Morgan and Brush. Equitable Savings and Loan. The pitch. Oh, same spot. That's going to be a strike. Yeah, that pitch almost looks unhittable. 1-2. Well, it's going both ways. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is low and away. 2-2. Backhanded nicely by McCoy. Yeah, Brush is going to have to protect it because Funkhauser does not work inside. He works outside. Cardenas with the lead at first. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball well above the letters. And the Beat Diggers are done here in inning number 2. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We played 2 from Jackson Field and Greeley in the opening round of the 3A state tournament. It's Bayfield 3, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back with you from Jackson Field and Greeley. Doesn't have a hometown feeling right now. Bee-Diggers trail 3-0 in the opening round of the 3A state tournament. To Bayfield, it'll be the heart of the order. Matthew Knickerbocker, Clay Miller, and Trey Lang against Kyle Rosenbrock, who has struck out 6 in the game. Now, Knickerbocker in the first inning hit a line drive to left field, misjudged by Simmons. It went for a double. The fastball down the middle for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will professionally fit you into the car truck of your choice, serving all of Northeast Colorado. Ehrlich Toyota East, swing and a miss at a fastball on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting Matthew Knickerbocker. Peterson lays down the sign and the offering. Fastball is lined towards left field. Simmons to his right has to play it on a hop. It's a base hit for Matthew Knickerbocker. While it appeared that Rosenbrock tried to sneak in a fastball on an 0-2 count, and he paid the price for throwing too good of a pitch to that hitter. Here's Clay Miller, who grounded to second in the first. The stretch, short lead at first, and the offering. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Bee-Diggers at double play depth. Stretch, and the offering. Curveball is grounded into right field for a base hit. Godinez will throw the ball back in. Knickerbocker to second. And Brush in some third inning trouble, I should say. Trey Lang struck out swinging with runners at second and third and 1 down in the first inning. Yeah, Brush cannot fall 4 or 5-0 down in this game. They won't have a shot. The pitch swung on and lifted to the right side into foul territory. Tormolin, the first baseman, giving chase, but it's out of play. No balls and 1 strike. And the Bee-Diggers are certainly capable, but it's not like against strong competition. They've been scoring a ton of runs. 6 against Manitou Springs, and Bayfield is certainly a notch above Manitou. So they've got to keep this at 3-0 right now with nobody out and 2 on. Rosenbrock stretches. Runners take their leads. And the offering. And the breaking ball is on the inside corner for a strike. That was a sharp bender. Lang didn't like it. It's 0-2. Rosenbrock's going to throw a lot of pitches in this game because of all the strikeouts he's generated so far. 0-2. Swing and a miss on a bender. That ball out of the zone, and Lang strikes out for the second time. 1 down in the Bayfield third for Kelton McCoy. McCoy struck out, but he reached on a wild pitch. That's why Peterson has got to step up his game behind the plate now. At second is Knickerbocker. At first is Miller. Stretched by Rosenbrock. And the offering squaring to bunt, and he lays it down. Rosenbrock fields. He throws to third high, and the ball is off of Monday's glove into left field in foul territory. A run scores. Runners to second and third. It's 4-0 Bayfield. The air's on Rosenbrock. As crossing home plate was Matthew Knickerbocker. There was a play at third on the bunt attempt, but the error by Rosenbrock allows the run to score, and the Bee-Diggers might have to play the infield in. Should have a courtesy runner out there. As McCoy reaches. Yeah, these errors can just destroy a team, especially in the state tournament. So Zane Phelps steps in. The stretch and pitch. Fastball. Looked like it was at the knees, but called a ball. Alec Rodriguez is the courtesy runner at second. Infield is playing in with the Bee-Diggers down 4-0 here in the top of the third inning. Stretched by Rosenbrock and the offering. Curveball is a strike on the inner half. Bell tie, it's 1-1. And that's the first official error of the game. Rush has played sloppy at other times in the first inning. The offering, fastball line foul, look out to the right. Count is at 1-2. Letter jackets, T-shirts, and more. Bijou T-Quest at 302 Main Street in Fort Morgan for all of your sports apparel. Bijou T-Quest. 1 out. Rosenbrock has 6 strikeouts in the game, or 7, I should say. He's going to need an 8th right now. One ball and 2 strikes to Zane Phelps, who had a base hit in his first at-bat, the stretch. And the pitch. Curveball is grounded over the middle for a base hit into center field. Miller's going to score. Rodriguez will stay at third. And it's an RBI for Zane Phelps, and Bayfield leads 5-0.
Now, number 18, Austin McMiniman.
Here's Austin McMiniman, who struck out swinging in his first at bat. The Beat Diggers don't rally. They'll play tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock from Butch Butler against the loser of the Lamar Faith Christian game. We still have 5 innings for the Beat Diggers to hit, but they're in a world of trouble. You would assume 5 innings because the mercy rule still applies, even at the state tournament level. First and third with 1 out, the stretch. Rosenbrock delivers. Fastball is fouled off to the left. And the count is at 0-1. That boils down to pitching and defense, and pitching has been pretty decent by Rosenbrock, but the defense is not. The offering. Curveball swung on and fouled off of Peterson. And the count is at 0-2. 5-0 Bayfield. Here in the top of the third inning. At third, Rodriguez. Phelps at first, and now Peterson calls time behind the plate. With a no-ball, 2-strike count, this will be the 63rd pitch delivered by Rosenbrock. Peterson lays down the sign. And the offering pitch out, nothing doing. 1 ball, 2 strikes, committed to serving those in production ag. Premier Farm Credit is the gold standard in ag lending. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McMiniman. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by him, and there's 2 down. Strikeout number 8 for Kyle Rosenbrock.
Now, up for the Wolverines, number 10, Tyler Kerr.
Tyler Kerr struck out in his first plate appearance. The stretch. And the offering. Fastball is grounded right back to Rosenbrock. He sets, throws to first. And that is the final out of the top of the third inning. Not before Bayfield scores a couple of runs, and they do it on 3 hits, a Beat Digger error, and 2 left, I should say, after 2.5. It's Bayfield 5, Brush nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It'll be the 9-1 and 2 hitters for Brush as we head to the bottom of the third inning in Greeley. Bayfield 5, Brush nothing, 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors, and 3 left for Bayfield. No runs, 1 hit, a huge error, and a couple of others that were on the edge of being scored errors, and 2 left. Grayson Simmons takes the fastball inside by the right-hander Hunter Funkhauser. The strike-to-ball ratio is not great, but he's been effective. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by Simmons. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Got to start your swing early against this hard-throwing righty. McCoy lays down the sign and the pitch. Down and in with a heater. 2 balls and 1 strike. 24 strikes and 18 balls. Simmons awaits the 2-1, and that's inside. 3-1. The Beat Diggers have 2 base runners so far in the game. A 2-out walk to Kyle Rosenbrock in the first. A 2-out single by Jesus Cadenas in the second. And Funkhauser's fallen behind hitters and come back and had no problem. 3-1 pitch, and that is upstairs, and it's a leadoff walk in the third to Grayson Simmons. Let's see if that gets the ball rolling for the Beat Diggers.
Now batting number 8, Alec Peterson.
There's Alec Peterson, the Beat Digger catcher. they went to the double elimination format. The Bee Diggers have appeared 3 times in the state tournament. They started that double elimination format in 2007. And Brush is 2-0 in the opening round. Peterson digging in. The stretch and the offering. And that is low and away. Brush knows now they have to protect the outside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. And make Funkhauser throw it on the inner half. The stretch, 1-0, and the fastball's on the inside corner for a strike. The count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Nobody out. Grayson Simmons at first, bottom of the 3rd inning. Bayfield with a 5-0 lead with 3 runs in the 1st and 2 in the 3rd. The offering, swung on, line foul off to the right. And that's what Peterson did, protected the outside corner with that swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The sophomore catcher, Alec Peterson. And Peterson now calls time. The Bee Diggers might be doing that more often. They did that against Manitou Springs when Ryan Adamscheck was working very quickly. They had to throw him off rhythm, and it actually worked when Brush scored 2 runs there in that bottom of the 6th inning for a 6-3 lead and a 6-5 win. And the breaking ball is in the dirt. Elton McCoy has been a brick wall back there as he blocks it nicely. 2-2 to Alec Peterson. With Simmons at first. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and fouled off to the right again. Yeah, Peterson's not going to get called out on strikes and a fastball in the outside corner. He's up there swinging. Count stays at 2-2. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning from Jackson Field and Greeley. The leeway that you have is that you can lose this game and still come back and make it all the way to the finals, and Peterson calls time again. And Funkhauser is not happy about that. Trying to throw the opposing pitcher off rhythm. Off of first is Simmons, the stretch. And the 2-2. Swung on and fouled back. Yeah, you can call time quite a bit, but if you do it too much, the umpire's not going to grant it every time. Count stays at 2-2 to Alec Peterson. Simmons off of first. Nobody out here in the 3rd. Now Funkhauser steps off. And that'll give Peterson a chance to take more practice swings. And that will certainly extend the game as well. The stretch and the offering, and that's in the dirt. Blocked nicely by Elton McCoy. 3-2. It's a big pitch coming up, but the Bee Diggers can get the first 2 on base for Maltos Garcia, Rosenbrock, and Tormolen. That could really set things up for this bottom of the 3rd inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Peterson. The stretch. And no time called, and that looked like it was a balk. Time was not called. Time was not granted. Peterson called for time. It was not called. That should be a balk. Yeah, they should allow Simmons to go to second, and that is a balk. Because Peterson called for time. It was not granted. And then he was about to deliver to the plate, and Funkhauser stopped his motion. So Simmons to second. It's 3-2. I don't think Peterson's going to call time right now. The stretch. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and driven into deep right field. Rhodes to his left. Has got a beat on it towards the line. And he drops the ball! The ball's into foul territory. Simmons to 3rd. They're going to have to hold him up right there. And now both teams have an error in the game as Drake Rhodes dropped the ball in right field. And to second is Peterson. That'll bring up Arnoldo Maltos Garcia on a ball that should have been caught by Rhodes.
Now up for the Bee Diggers, number 12, Arnoldo Maltos.
So Maltos Garcia steps in. Yeah, that's a big miscue. There'll be a meeting on the mound. with nobody out here in the bottom of the third inning. Stop, shop, and save with all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. The Brush Grocery Cart, 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. The Bee Diggers down 5-0, but now they've got to score at least a couple of runs with nobody out, and Maltos Garcia, Rosenbrock, and Tormolen coming up. Yeah, Rhodes certainly had that ball, just didn't look it in. So Simmons at third, Peterson at second. Out of the windup, Funkhauser delivers. Swing and a miss. Well, Noldo's got to start his swing a lot earlier than that. He had no shot of hitting that baseball. He struck out swinging in the first inning. 0-1. Infield is playing halfway. And the offering, and that is low. Took something off at 1 ball, 1 strike, and Funkhauser's thrown 54 pitches already. So he's not far off of Rosenbrock's total. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and lifted in the infield on the right side. The second baseman on the edge of the grass, Hazelton, to his left, makes the catch. Runners have to hold, and there's one down. Well, now Rosenbrock has got to deliver here, even though there's still only one out. Rosenbrock walked. Yeah, Noldo just got underneath that pitch. Again, out of the windup is Funkhauser and the offering. The curveball is right there on the outside corner for a strike. You got to protect that outside, no doubt about it. Bayfield 5, Brush nothing in the bottom of the third inning. 2 on, 1 out. The pitch swung on and lifted foul and off to the right. Count is at 0-2. And Simmons could not score on that fly ball hit by Peterson because the ball was going to be caught. He was tagging up. 0-2 pitch, swung on and lifted foul off to the right side. Count remains at 0-2 to Kyle Rosenbrock. Now Funkhauser starting to get into a groove here. And Peterson really had him off kilter. Wine in the 0-2. Ooh, that ball nearly hit him, and the ball's off the glove of McCoy. Simmons racing for the plate. He will score. And to third is Peterson. It's a wild pitch, and the Bee Diggers are on the board. 5-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Man, that thing was riding up and in. Well, now if Rosenbrock puts it in play with the infield playing back, I could give the Bee Diggers another run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wine and pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. He strikes out, and there's 2 down. Yeah, little shot of hitting that ball. Here is Mitch Tormolen, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Yeah, certainly not a hitter strike for Rosenbrock. Here's the Wine and offering. Curveball is grounded foul up the third base side. Count is a no balls and 1 strike. The Bee Diggers have scored a run without the benefit of a hit in this inning. A walk and a big error and a wild pitch. And the 0-1. Swung on line to right field. That's a base hit for Mitch Tormolen. Crossing home plate is Peterson. And the Bee Diggers now make it a 5-2 game on the RBI by the senior first baseman. The inning continues for Ryan Hirschfeld, who popped out to the right fielder Drake Rhodes in foul territory in the second. Well, Brush is back in this game, but they've got to play the defense. You can't rely on Rosenbrock to do everything on the mound. He has been electric out there with 8 strikeouts. The stretch and the pitch. The fastball is down and away to Ryan Hirschfeld. 1 ball and no strikes to the Bee Digger DH. Hitting from the right side. And the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. A tighter Monday on deck. McCoy lays down the sign. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Bee Diggers down 5-2, and the pitch. Breaking ball is popped up, and that's headed out of play behind the press box. Count moves to 2 balls and 1 strike. Bayfield with 3 in the first and 2 in the second. Bee Diggers have countered with 2 here in the third. against the right-hander Hunter Funkhauser. Yeah, they might bring in Clay Biller to close this game if Bayfield has that opportunity. And Hirschfeld calling time. Yeah, time was granted. And is that another balk? No, that shouldn't be a balk. The time was called. Yeah, time was granted. For Mullen's going to have to go back to first. There's no doubt the time was granted by the home plate umpire. And, yeah, I think head coach Tom Horton wondering what the Bee Diggers, he knows what the Bee Diggers are doing, but now trying to make sure that his pitcher is protected. Doesn't want to hurt himself on the mound there, starting in a motion. But the time was granted before Funkhauser was about to throw the pitch. And he's thrown 65 pitches in the game already. Yeah, it would be doubtful that either starting pitcher is going to go the distance. And Rosenbrock's a big, strong guy, but generating 8 strikeouts and throwing 65 pitches himself. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2-1. The stretch and the offering, and that is inside. Well, 2-2. There must have been a strike call there that I missed. And the offering. That is a called strike 3, and Hirschfeld strikes out on a fastball in the outside corner. And the inning is over. The Bee Diggers scored 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and a man left. 3 complete at the 3A State Tournament in Greeley. Bayfield 5, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Jackson Field in Greeley as we head to the 4th inning. Bayfield leads Brush 5-2. And Rosenbrock will face the 9-1-2 hitters, Darren Hazelton, Drake Rhodes, and Matthew Knickerbocker. Bayfield with a 5-2 advantage. The difference so far, the 3-run first inning. Hazelton struck out looking in his first at-bat. Rosenbrock has allowed 6 hits and struck out 8 and walked none. The pitch, fastball, is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Hitting with an open stance from the right side. The pitch, same spot, same call, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to the 9th place hitter, Darren Hazelton. The pitch, breaking ball is grounded to the shortstop. Maltos Garcia charges, sets, throws, 1 out in the 4th inning. 1 down for Drake Rhodes, who was singled and struck out. He's officially 1 for 2 in the game. The 3 runs in the first inning were all scored with 2 down. Line in the pitch. Fastball goes to the screen. Way outside. 1-0. That's what Rosenbrock needs. Quick outs. Very quick outs. 1 ball, no strikes. Line and offering. Fastball is right there for a strike, belt high. And the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brush's local Napa and Hardware Hankson Small Engine Repair Shop is Hometown Auto and Hardware, 1305 Edison Street in Brush. The pitch, swag and a miss, and a fastball diving in the zone. 1-2 to Drake Rhodes. Bayfield going for their 20th win of the year. They've won 16 games in a row. Bee Diggers at 14-6 going into this one. The pitch, fastball is high. Threw him the same pitch that he struck out on 1 inning ago, that high fastball, but that time Rhodes didn't go fishing. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the right fielder. Line and offering. Swing and a miss, and a ball above the letter. Strike 3 and strikeout number 9 for Kyle Rosenbrock. 2 down. Here in the 4th inning. Matthew Knickerbocker has been a thorn in Rosenbrock's side. A double and a single, and the single came in an 0-2 pitch. Line and offering. Swung on and fouled off to the left. It's 0-1. This is righty against lefty. Rosenbrock, big, strong sophomore. Looks like he's getting a little bit stronger throughout the course of the game, even though Bayfield scored 2 runs in the last inning. The pitch, swing and a miss on a ball that he looked like he took something off of. No balls and 2 strikes to Matthew Knickerbocker. The base is empty here in the 4th inning. Rosenbrock gets the sign. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He blew him away with a fastball just above belt level. And 10 strikeouts in the game for Kyle Rosenbrock. 3.5 complete at Jackson Field and Greeley. It's Bayfield 5, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We hit the bottom of the 4th inning from Greeley. Bayfield 5, Brush 2 in this opening round game of the 3A state tournament. It'll be Tyler Monday to lead off for the Beat Diggers against the right-hander Hunter Funkhauser. The pitch is in the dirt with a fastball. Monday struck out on 3 pitches in his first at-bat, so he's got to make the adjustment here. 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting third baseman. The offering, down and away. 2-0. A walk would be nice, like Simmons had to begin the 3rd, which resulted in 2 runs, with Simmons and Peterson scoring, and now Monday's not going to be granted time. Oh, I guess he was. Trying to throw Funkhauser out of the rhythm. 2 balls and no strikes. To Tyler Monday. Here's the wind and pitch. Up and away. And he really reared back and threw that one. Probably a good 85 miles an hour there. I mean, you could hear that glove from here. 3-0 to Monday. Got to throw 3 around down the middle or close to it. But that one is low and away. It's a walk. Second leadoff walk in as many innings issued by Hunter Funkhauser, and Monday's on.
Now batting number 6, Jesus Cardenas.
Here's Jesus Cardenas, who singled in the 2nd inning. 7th place hitter in the Brush lineup. Monday at first. Got to be very careful on the bases. Stretched by Funkhauser. And the offering. Fastball is up and in. Boy, nice snag there by McCoy. That ball nearly went off his glove. 1-0. 72 pitches thrown by Funkhauser. 40 for strikes, 32 for balls. He's thrown 5 consecutive balls to begin the inning. 1-0. Swung on. That's driven to center field, but going back is Clay Miller. He's under it. Makes the catch. Monday back to first. There's 1 down. 1 down in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Mike Gutierrez. Gutierrez struck out swinging in his first at bat. As Gutierrez steps in, stretched by Funkhauser, and the pitch. Fastball's upstairs, and the throw back to first. Back in standing is Monday. I am surprised that Jesus swung at that pitch. He had thrown 5 consecutive balls. I know it was down the middle, but you swing at that pitch, you got to get something good out of it. 1-0 to Gutierrez. The offering, that's upstairs as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Mike Gutierrez. Let's see if he takes a pitch. The offering, he does, and it's a strike down the middle. Belt high, it's 2-1. Your one-stop center for projects around your home, office, or yard, Ackley Building Center. They carry appliances as well. Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. The pitch, that's right there as well. Outer half for a strike with a fastball thigh high, and it's 2-2, and Mikey's got to protect the outside part of the plate. He's well off that plate. I guess he'll stride towards that direction. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung and fouled straight back. Count remains at 2-2 to the Beat Diggers' second baseman, only a sophomore. We're at the bottom of the 4th inning. Bayfield 5, Brush 2. Monday off of first. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball well above the letters as Gutierrez goes to the ground, and there's 2 down. 2 down for Grayson Simmons. He walked and scored in the 2-run 3rd inning. And the Beat Diggers at least have to try to put that ball in play. Let's see, I believe that's strikeout number 8 for Funkhauser. The stretch. Pitch to Simmons. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Monday led off the inning with a walk, but he's still there with 2 down. And the 1-0 time was called by Simmons. And the Bayfield fans don't like that at all. The Bay Diggers have called timeout quite a bit, trying to throw this pitcher off of rhythm. 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by Funkhauser. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A late swing by Simmons on a fastball. The count is level at 1-1. Yeah, I mean, that's part of baseball. You have to do things strategically. If you're brushed, 1-1. Oh, that's a beautiful fastball on the outside corner, 1-2. Ball gets loose in the infield, but no advance there whatsoever. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. And Grayson Simmons awaits the pitch, fouls it off to the left. 18 combined strikeouts in the game. 10 by Rosenbrock of Brush, 8 by Funkhauser of Bayfield. So the defenses haven't had to do much. Monday off of first. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. McCoy will have to throw out Simmons and does. Inning over. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. 4 complete in Greeley. It's Bayfield 5. Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It is Bayfield 5, Brush 2 as we head to the 5th inning. And these odd innings have been very bad for Brush. 3 runs in the first for Bayfield, 2 in the third. Let's see what Rosenbrock can do, knowing that in this inning he's got to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Clay Miller, Trey Lang, and Kelton McCoy. Rosenbrock has 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. Hunter Funkhauser has 9 strikeouts and 4 for Bayfield. Miller has grounded out and singled, so he is 1 for 2. If Bayfield wins this game, Miller would start the next game more than likely at 3 o'clock today against the winner of the 12:30 game between Lamar and Faith Christian. And his numbers, that's why I thought he was going to start this game, are incredible. 10-0, a .26 ERA, 126 strikeouts and 10 walks in 54 innings. Pitched by Rosenbrock. Swung on and driven into deep left center field. Way back is Simmons towards the track, and that ball is off the top of the fence and gone. A home run for Clay Miller. And Bayfield now leads 6-2 in the top of the 5th inning. An opposite field jack for Miller.
Now batting number 5, Trey Lang.
Here's Trey Lang, who was struck out twice. Again, those odd innings are hurting Brush. Wind and pitch. Fastball is a strike on the outside corner, thigh high. It's 0-1. Yeah, that pitch was a fastball out over the middle of the plate, and Miller went the other way. The offering. Fastball is a little bit up and away. The count is level at 1-1. The right-handed hitting Lang. And the offering. Swung on and driven into deep right center field. To his right is Cardenas. He's not going to get to that baseball before it lands shy of the warning track. Around second is Lang. He's headed towards third, and he will have a triple. A home run and a triple for Bayfield to begin the 5th inning. And Bayfield looking to put this game away right now in this 5th inning. Kelton McCoy has struck out and reached on an error officially at 0 for 2, and Brush has to play the infield in. Without a doubt, down by 4 runs. They were down by 5 earlier, but Bayfield's looking to reclaim a 5-run lead. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and lifted to right field. Cardenas is right there to his left. He's going to make the catch. Tagging with a throw to the plate. That's going to be late, and scoring standing up is going to be Trey Lang on the sac fly by Kelton McCoy. Bayfield has reclaimed a 5-run advantage. It's 7-2. So the bases are empty with one down for Zane Phelps. A base hit to right, a base hit to center. He's 2 for 2. Here's the wind and pitch. Breaking ball, swag, and a miss at 0-1. If you lose the opening game, you've got to win 4 games in a row just to get to the state championship game, or the state championship round. Then you might have to beat the undefeated team twice. The pitch swung on line towards right center field, and to his left, and playing it on a hop is Randy Baker. It's a base hit for Zane Phelps on a hanging breaking ball. And Rosenbrock is getting hit hard in this frame. That's 3 hits in the inning, 9 in the game for Bayfield. And Phelps is now 3 for 3. Here comes John Hirschfeld Jr. to pay a visit to the hill. Rosenbrock has thrown 83 pitches, 58 for strikes. With 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan, Inmeyer Phillips Insurance can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Brush is going to have to generate a major rally as the Beat Diggers are down 7-2 in the 5th inning, and Rosenbrock has given up 3 hard-hit balls. A home run by Clay Miller, a triple by Trey Lang, now a single by Zane Phelps. Brush did make it 5-2 at one point. There's Austin McNiman to step in. A lot of N's and M's in that name. On the left side, again, 0 for 2. He struck out twice. The conversation is broken up. And Rosenbrock getting ready to deliver what will be his 84th pitch of the game. And you would assume that Ryan Hirschfeld would start in Game 2. Which right now looks like it'll be tomorrow morning at Butch Butler at 10 o'clock. Swag, and I'm missing a fastball diving in the zone. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Austin McNiman. And the pitch swung on. That's grounded to the right side. Gutierrez, the second baseman, goes off the top of his glove into right center field. Baker throws it back into Tormolen to third. It's going to be Phelps. Took a little bit of a tricky hop, but yeah, I'm going to score that an error. It took a tough hop, but certainly a makeable play. And now runners at first and third for Tyler Kerr, who was struck out and grounded out. That could have been a double play. Took the high hop. He didn't anticipate that high of a hop. The Rosenbrock has to get out of more trouble. The stretch and the offering. Swing and a miss to the fastball right by Kerr. The DH hitting in the 8-hole. It's 0-1. Peterson lays down the sign. And the offering. Curveball is grounded foul up the right side towards the Bayfield dugout. No balls and 2 strikes. The stretch by Rosenbrock. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Bayfield is getting on top of those pitches now. Maybe Rosenbrock has lost a little bit of zip as he has struck out 10 in the game. And the Beat Diggers face a 5-run deficit in the top of the 5th inning. The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball is high. 1-2. Yeah, they'll have to do it with Hirschfeld on the mound for the next game, if that's an elimination game, and either Tyler Monday or Alec Peterson, just to get through this weekend. The offering in the dirt, blocked nicely by Peterson. Count is at 2-2. That would be nice if the Beat Diggers were to lose this game, that they could roll through this weekend and get into the Final Four as they did last year and in 2008. Last year they were in the championship game. Stretch. 2-2. Curveball swung on and missed. Runner takes off for second. It's a steal for McMiniman. But Kerr strikes out. Strikeout number 11 for Kyle Rosenbrock. Here's Darren Hazelton, who struck out and grounded out. Got to get him here. You're already down 5. You have 2 runners in scoring position and no wild pitches either. The stretch and the offering. Swung on and hit right back to the mound. But, it's off of Peterson. apparently, I don't know if that's on the backswing or that's called catcher's interference, but Peterson is on the ground. And Peterson is hurting badly right now behind the plate. He went to the ground, and apparently the swing went off his left hand. Not his throwing hand, but let's see if he's going to be okay. And I think that was called catcher's interference, which is why the hitter, Hazelton, is at first base. But Peterson is obviously hurt. And we'll have a trainer coming out. Yeah, I got his left hand. See if he can squeeze it. He's up now on his knees. Well, you can't have him out of the lineup. Either way, the bases will be loaded because of catcher's interference against Alec Peterson, but on the swing, he took it right off his left hand, which is his glove hand, still being attended to. We'll see what happens there with Peterson, see if he stays in the game. He's going to stay in the game, but it's a good idea. They might throw him a pitch to make sure he's okay. Yeah, I would throw him a pitch. I wouldn't get Drake Rhodes in there. Peterson's got to make sure he's all right and he can actually catch the ball. But he is squeezing the glove. Well, this is it. If the Beat Diggers have even a smidgen of a chance, you've got to retire Rhodes and cannot allow a run to score on a wild pitch. You're down 7-2, bases loaded, 2 down. At the top of the 5th inning, Rhodes is 1 for 3, singled and struck out twice. Winding the pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. Looks like Peterson caught that one nicely. It's 0-1. Yeah, this right now is the biggest hitter for the Beat Diggers. They're already in big trouble, and that ball is down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming up at 12:30, Lamar against Faith Christian. 3 games to be played today from this field. And the offering. Fastball is just down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, you needed that pitch because now you have to come in with something pretty good. You've got to hit the strike zone here at 2-1. And the offering. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. Count is level at 2-2. Can Rosenbrock pick up his 12th strikeout? He's already given up 3 hits in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in. The pitch. Swung on, line foul down the first base side. A late swing by Rhodes. Yeah, if this becomes 9 or 10-2, then at that point you're thinking that the Beat Diggers really don't have much of a shot. It's 7-2 right now. At third is Phelps. McMinimum at second. Hazelton at first. And the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, driven deep to left field. Simmons is way back, and that ball is off the bottom of the fence on 2 hops. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. And the third base off the 2-run double by Rhodes is Hazelton. And it's now 9-2, Bayfield with a 4-run 5th inning. There will be a pitching change, and we'll take it with them. Bayfield 9, Brush 2 in the 5th on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Nico Guzman is the new pitcher for the Beat Diggers. Kyle Rosenbrock goes to short, and Arnoldo Maltos Garcia goes from short to center. Bayfield has scored 4 in the inning. They now lead Brush 9-2. We're in the 5th. It'll be Matthew Knickerbocker, who was doubled, singled, and struck out. Brush just wants to go 7 innings here because Bayfield up by 7 with runners at second and third. Hazelton at third, Rhodes at second after the 2-run double. Here's the wind and pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Just below the letters, it's 0-1. Who's been a hard-throwing right-hander coming into this situation for Brush. Peterson lays down the sign. And the 0-1 pitch. And he bounces it all the way to the screen. scoring easily as Hazelton rose to third in the wild pitch. It is now 10-2. Bayfield. Well, Lamar last year got drilled by Eaton in the opening round. They came back and won 3 in a row, 2 on a Saturday, and they defeated Brush 13-3 the following Friday. They played on the final day, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Beat Diggers can win 3 games in a row and play a week from tomorrow. The pitch runs inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Knickerbocker. Guzman gets the sign from Peterson. And the 2-1. That runs inside with a fastball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Keeping community banking simple and committed to their community, Morgan Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the offering, fastball, a strike on the inside corner. It is 3-2. Yeah, last year I think Lamar lost that game like 19-4. Nobody thought they would have come back and won 2 games the next day and then another game on the following Friday, which they did by 10 runs. The pitch, changeup, is in the dirt, and it's a walk to Knickerbocker. Well, now we have a big problem. Clay Miller has grounded out, singled, and homered to begin the inning. The 10th hitter of the inning for Bayfield. And again, if they score 2 runs, 2 more, and hold the Beat Diggers, we only play 5 innings today. Right now, Eaton is beating Ken Denver at Butch Butler 15-2 in the 4th inning, so that's not going to go more than 5. The stretch by Guzman. And the offering. Change up in the dirt. It wouldn't surprise me if Knickerbocker took off from first. We'll place 2 runners in scoring position for Miller. 1 ball, no strikes. Runners take their leads. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 2-0. Ryan Hirschfeld, unless the Beat Diggers can stage a miraculous comeback, will more than likely take the mound to save the season. Runner goes, popped up on the left side in foul territory. Long run for Monday, still towards the dugout, and it's in the dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, Monday ran every inch into foul territory, and the ball landed just inside the Beat Digger dugout. The count is at 2 balls and 1 strike. This was a 5-0 game. The Beat Diggers made it 5-2, but now a 5-run 5th has blown it wide open for the Wolverines. Drake Rhodes at third. Matthew Knickerbocker at first. With 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's been a long top of the 5th inning. Well, you can't give him something good to hit. If not, this could be a 12 or 13-2 game. The stretch by Guzman. And the offering. And the breaking ball is down and in. 3-1. Trey Lang is on deck, and Lang has struggled today for the most part until he delivered a triple earlier this inning. Struck out his first 2 times against Rosenbrock, who finishes with 11 strikeouts. 3-1 to Miller. Runner going, and that changeup is in the dirt. Gets away from Peterson, but only a few feet behind him, and the bases are loaded after a second consecutive walk. And here is Lang, the 11th hitter of the inning. Yeah, you know Bayfield wants to shorten this game. And they can do that right now. So Rhodes at third, Knickerbocker at second, Miller at first. 10-2 Bayfield in the 5th inning. Guzman out of the windup with the bases loaded. That's the sign. Wind and pitch. Fastball is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Only 3 strikes thrown by Guzman and 9 balls. This could be his last hitter if he can't get out Lang. The offering. Up and away, 2-0. Yeah, you want to play 7 innings. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But you need your pitcher to throw it over the plate. 10 balls and 3 strikes, it's 2-0. see if he can throw a 2-0 strike here to Lang. The offering, swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. Good pitch by Guzman. It's 2-1. Yeah, but he's only a sophomore. And you've come into the game in a very, very difficult situation. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lang awaits. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by Lang. It's 2-2. Located it nicely on the outer half. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The base is loaded. 5 across for Bayfield in the 5th inning. Runners take their leads. Guzman out of the windup. 2-2 pitch. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball in the outer half, belt high. And Bayfield is finally retired here in the 5th inning. However, they score 5 runs on 4 hits, 2 beat digger errors, and 3 men left. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is Bayfield 10, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Well, the Beat Diggers trailed 10-2 to Bayfield here in the opening round of the 3A state tournament from Jackson Field and Greeley, looking to generate what would be an incredible comeback against a team that is 19-2 and has won 16 games in a row. Alec Peterson, Arnoldo Maltos Garcia, and Kyle Rosenbrock against Hunter Funkhauser. He's thrown 84 pitches, 49 for strikes. He has struck out 9 Beat Diggers. In this game, we've had 21 strikeouts, 11 by Rosenbrock, 1 by Guzman, 9 by Funkhauser. And the pitch that bounces in. Peterson has struck out and reached on an error by the right fielder, Drake Rhodes. Rush in this game has just 2 hits. A single by Jesus Cardenas, an RBI single by Tormolen. The offering, way outside. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to Peterson, and the offering, down and in. 3 balls and no strikes. There's no doubt that Funkhauser really battled his control today, but he's got an 8-run lead, so at this point it doesn't matter. 3-0 pitch, right down the middle for a strike. Amazing. He's only walked 3, but he's fallen behind several hitters. 3-1 to Alec Peterson, and that's way outside. And Peterson walks on 5 pitches. And that's the 3rd time in the last 4 innings that the Beat Diggers have had the leadoff man on via a walk. There's Arnoldo Maltos Garcia. He struck out and popped out 0 for 2. Well, the beauty in baseball, you don't run out of time. Now, you're down by 10 in basketball with 15 seconds to go, you're done. But in baseball, you're really never done. You still got to get the outs. Go back to first, back in diving is Peterson. And with the Beat Diggers not down by double digits, they'll extend this to at least a 6th inning, maybe a 7th. The stretch and the pitch. And that is low and away to Arnoldo Maltos Garcia. 1 ball, no strikes. 90 pitches thrown by Funkhauser, 50 for strikes, 40 for balls. And now Maltos Garcia calls time. For the best prices and special offers on top quality car parts and accessories, visit Central Auto Parts, 1001 West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. 1 ball and no strikes, the stretch. And the offering. And that is a strike. A fastball on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Off of first is Peterson, a 2-step lead. The stretch. The offering. Swung on and foul back. Down moves to 1-2. Funkhauser's issued 4 walks today to go along with those 9 strikeouts. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maltos awaits. The pitch. Fastball is high. 2-2. Nobody out, 1 on in the bottom of the 5th inning. From Jackson Field and Greeley, Bayfield with a 10-2 lead. 2-2. Upstairs and inside, 3-2. Well, the Beat Diggers have played some long games this year. The only way they're going to have a chance to win the game is if they go long here. 3-2. Every time Funkhauser's needed a big pitch, he has made it. Let's see if he does it again. 3-2. Fouled off to the right. Nice job by Maltos Garcia staying alive. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Bee Digger center fielder, who began the game at short when Rosenbrock was on the mound. Peterson off of first. 3-2. Called strike 3, no doubt about it. He took a fastball that was right there on the outside corner. Another big pitch made by Funkhauser, 1 down, strikeout number 10 for Hunter Funkhauser. Kyle Rosenbrock has walked and struck out swinging. He is 0 for 1 in the game. The stretch and the offering, and that curveball is inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson with a short lead. The pitch. Fastball on the outside corner. Count is level at 1-1. Rosenbrock had 7 RBIs in the state tournament a year ago. That's down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. You look for every single opportunity, and Arnoldo could have gotten on, but they called strike 3 on a very good pitch by Funkhauser. 2-1. The pitch swung on and popped foul and out of play off to the right. It's 2-2. Kyle Rosenbrock, the Bee Digger shortstop. Peterson with a 2-step advantage. Funkhauser with a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Challenged him with a fastball right down the middle, which is really all Funkhauser has to do at this point. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We can close the book on Rosenbrock as well. The stretch and the offering. Curveball is fouled off to the right again. Rosenbrock goes 4 2/3 innings. 98 pitches, allows 10 runs, 7 earned, 11 strikeouts. And he walked none in the game. It'll be a 2-2 pitch. Outside corner, called strike 3. He doesn't like that call. But that's been there all game. That call's been consistent. 2 down. Strikeout number 11 for Hunter Funkhauser. There's Mitch Tormolen, who struck out and singled. So he is 1 for 2. The Bee Diggers are going to be in the unenviable position of having to win 4 in a row to make it to the state championship game. The pitch swung on, grounded weakly on the left side, charging the third baseman, drops the ball, picks it up, throws low to first, and safe! Dug out nicely over there at first base by Zane Phelps, but Trey Lang commits the error. Second error of the game by Bayfield. Here's Ryan Hirschfeld. 0 for 2. He's popped out and struck out. Still waiting for that big swing to get brushed back into it. But there's just no indication of a comeback here with only 2 hits in the game. Peterson at second, Tormolen at first. Stretched by Funkhauser. And the pitch. Fastball is very high. This guy's just throwing country smoke out there. 1 ball, no strikes. Laying down the sign is McCoy. Runners take their leads. 10-2, Bayfield in the 5th. The offering. Outside corner with a fastball. It's 1-1. Peterson at second, Tormolen at first. 1-1 to Hirschfeld. That is right there again. Same spot. He's getting that call every time, right on the corner. 1-2. Bee Diggers have got to go the other way. Only way you do it is against this guy. The stretch by Funkhauser and the offering. Curveball is driven foul down the left side, well out in front. Count remains at 1-2. Serving you the best coffees, lattes, and smoothies. Open 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. as Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies. It will be ready to serve you and make your favorite specialty drink or offer a sweet treat. Willow Coffee, Tea, and Smoothies, 921 Edison Street in Brush. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Hirschfeld digs back in. Stretched by Funkhauser. And the offering. Curveball is up and in. Count goes to 2-2. Again, the runners take their leads. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right. Count remains at 2-2. Peterson walked and Tormolin reached on an error, so the Beat Diggers haven't earned those base runners, really. The pitch. Swung on, fouled back with a fastball up in the zone. He got a pitch to hit and just got underneath it. Count remains at 2-2. To Ryan Hirschfeld, looking for his first hit in the state tournament. That includes last year. Peterson is off of second. Tormolin off of first. Hirschfeld steps out to try to get into a rhythm of his own. The stretch by Funkhauser and the offering. Swung on, foul back on that fastball away. Hirschfeld now has seen 8 pitches in this at-bat, and he's fouled off half of them. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. The stretch. Hirschfeld awaits the pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory along the third baseline. The catcher McCoy to the screen, but it's out of play. That's 5 foul balls on 9 pitches. Hirschfeld is battling in this 5th inning. Well, the Beat Diggers down by 8. But it is a double elimination tournament, so the Beat Diggers will be in action tomorrow. They cannot rally in this game. The stretch and the 2-2. Curveball swung on and missed on the inside corner. Funkhauser strikes out the side in the 5th inning. No runs. No hits, 1 error, and 2 men left. We'll head to the 6th inning in Greeley. Bayfield is in command. They lead Brush 10-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Bayfield with a 10-2 lead over Brush as we head to the 6th inning. Nico Guzman will pitch to the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Kelton McCoy, Zane Phelps, and Austin McMiniman. Bayfield has been very good in the odd number innings. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the third, and 5 in the 5th. Beat Diggers have 2 in the third, and that's it. They're being outscored by 8, being out-hit by 8. They've committed 3 errors to 2 for Bayfield. Both teams have stranded 6. And again, to set the scene, if Brush does not rally in this game, they would play tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock from Butch Butler Field here in Greeley against the loser of this 12:30 game coming up at Jackson Field between Lamar and Faith Christian. And if Brush wins that game, they would play tomorrow at 12:30. So they play back-to-back games if they don't win here and they win at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Kelton McCoy, the catcher, has struck out, reached on an error, and a sac fly. 0 for 2 with an RBI for the 5th-place hitter from the right side. Here's the wind by Nico Guzman, and the pitch. The fastball is a strike. On the outer half bell tie, it's 0-1. Guzman struck out the previous hitter with the bases loaded, the number 4 hitter. The offering down and away. It was Trey Lang who he struck out. We've had 24 strikeouts in this game, 12 by Funkhauser, 11 by Rosenbrock of Brush, 1 so far by Guzman. And the 1-1 swung on foul as that ball jammed him. McCoy down on the count at 1-2. Stubbs Gas and Oil at I-76 and Highway 39 in Wiggins. Don't delay and get there to see why convenience is Stubbs' middle name, Stubbs Gas and Oil. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch to McCoy. Breaking ball is grounded foul up the third base side towards the Digger dugout. Count remains at 1-2. We'll get to as much of the noon programming as we can. No Preps and More today. 10:10 Preps and More resumes on Monday. The pitch swung on, fouled off to the right. So keep in mind, we'll get to much of our regular programming as soon as this game is over. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kelton McCoy to lead off the 6th. Pitch by Guzman. Changeup is fouled off the mask of either Peterson or the umpire. The count stays at 1-2. It's an early 3-0 lead for Bayfield. And 3 hits in the first inning off Kyle Rosenbrock. And there were some makeable plays out there, a couple of mental errors. And that set the stage basically for the rest of this game. Lamar and Faith Christian waiting to take the field after this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes to McCoy. The wind by Guzman, the pitch. That is a called strike 3 with a fastball down the middle. There's 1 down. Strikeout number 2 for Nico. That's Zane Phelps now coming to the plate. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Yeah, the biggest blow, well, Clay Miller had a home run to lead off the 5th inning, but then a 2-run double by Drake Rhodes chased Rosenbrock from the game, at least from the mound. Winding the pitch. Fastball is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Peterson lays down the sign. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball rides inside. Count moves to 2-0. With the bases empty and 1 out in the 6th inning. Bayfield with a 10-2 lead over Brush. Wind and offering. Fastball is outside. Three and 0. Yeah, more than likely, maybe Phelps won't be taking. He is 3 for 3. It's an 8-run lead. The pitch, he does take. Fastball down the middle for a strike. 3-1. Long way to travel from Bayfield for this tournament. Speed Diggers with a much shorter trip. It's been worth it for the Wolverines so far. 3-1. Swung on and lifted to left field. Grayson Simmons comes in and makes the catch. Check that. That's Randy Baker into the game. He's in left now. And there's 2 down. Nice play by Baker in left. And here's Austin McMiniman. McMiniman is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, and he reached on an error. 1 of 3 Beat Digger errors in the game. The pitch. Fastball is very high. 1 ball and no strikes. Hitting from the left side. Guzman's done a nice job since coming into this game. And the 1-0 pitch. Fastball very high again. 2-0. Yeah, the ball-to-strike ratio is not great. 16 balls, 14 strikes, but very much like Funkhauser at Bayfield, when he's had to make the pitches, Guzman has made them. And the 2-0. That's well outside. Took something off at 3-0 to the 7th place hitter with Tyler Kerr waiting to hit next. Well, he was just down to the count 3-0 to the previous hitter and retired him. 3-0 to McMiniman, and that's a strike. I don't want to say that name too many times. How about Austin? 3-1 with 2 down and the bases empty in the 6th inning. I would assume another fastball here by Guzman with the bases empty. Swung on and driven to left field. Baker comes in to his right, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Nico Guzman as we head to the bottom of the 6th for the 3A state tournament in Greeley. It's Bayfield 10, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Bayfield 10, Brush 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And this opening game of the 2013 Class 3A state tournament. Eaton was leading Ken Denver 15-3 in the 4th inning at Butch Butler. And it'll be Tyler Monday to hit for the Bee Diggers. Darren Hazelton is the new pitcher. Hunter Funkhauser now goes to second. So essentially they just switched positions. Monday has struck out and walked. 6, 7, and 8 for the Bee Diggers in the bottom of the 6th inning. Line by Hazelton to pitch. Swung on and fisted right back to Hazelton to his right. Throws to first, and there's one down in the bottom of the 6th inning. Monday's retired. That'll bring up Jesus Cardenas, who was singled and popped out. Don't let finances stand in your way of pursuing your college education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session that will get you on the right track and find out what options are available to help you. Wind and pitch, swung on, foul back. No matter what age you are at MCC, you can imagine your possibilities. Believe in yourself and achieve your goal. Morgan Community College. No balls, one strike, and the pitch. Foul back on a half swing. That ball was out of the zone. 0-2 to Jesus Cardenas. Friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins can assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. Swung on, foul back again. To receive hometown service on a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank in Wiggins. No balls, 2 strikes to Cardenas. Nobody on with 1 out. Bayfield with a 10-2 lead over Brush in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wind and pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Ball 1, strike 2. And the offering. Curveball swung on and missed. Cardenas strikes out. And that is strikeout number 13 by a Bayfield pitcher. Mike Gutierrez steps in. Wind and pitch. Fastball is a little bit low. Gutierrez has struck out twice in the game. And the 1-0. Swung on and tapped to third. Lang backs up, fields it on a true hop, throws to first. Gutierrez is out by half a step. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Let's head to the 7th in Greeley. Bayfield 10, Brush 2, right after the break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Jackson Field in Greeley as we head to the 7th inning in the opening round of the Class 3A state tournament. Bayfield leading Brush 10-2. 8, 9, and 1 hitters for Bayfield. Tyler Kerr, Darren Hazelton, and Drake Rhodes against the right-hander Nico Guzman. 10 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base for Bayfield. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, and 6 LOBs for Brush. And again, like I said before, don't judge by what has happened today as an indication of what's going to happen tomorrow. I pointed out the example of Lamar earlier. They got pasted, destroyed last year in the opening round by Eaton. And they won 3 games in a row before losing to Eaton 4-2, right before the Bee Diggers lost to Eaton 6-4. And that was in the final day of the baseball season. So certainly a shot for the Bee Diggers, assuming they do not come back in this game. Joey Webb is the pinch hitter for Bayfield to begin the 7th off of Nico Guzman. Guzman retired the side in order in the 6th inning. He's got 2 strikeouts in the game. Wind and pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Rosenbrock to his right. A high hop. The shortstop throws to first in time, and Webb is out by a step. 1 out in the 7th inning. It'll bring up Darren Hazelton, the pitcher, who was struck out looking, grounded out, and reached on catcher's interference, which, by the way, has scored an error. So he officially is 0 for 2. Here's the wind and pitch. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Who's been working primarily off the fastball, and it's been working well. And the 1-0 swung on and lifted into left center field. That ball's got some carry. Baker is way back, and that ball is up against the middle of the fence. Around first is Hazelton. He's into second with a one-out double, the 11th hit of the game for Bayfield and the first for Hazelton. And that will send up Drake Rhodes, who had a huge two-run double in the fifth inning to chase Rosenbrock. And I think we're going to have a courtesy runner for Bayfield. The Bayfield courtesy runner will be Dylan Hazelton. Rhodes officially is 2 for 4. Besides that two-run double, he has singled and struck out twice. The Beat Diggers' lone runs came in a wild pitch and an RBI single from Mitch Tormola, and all that in the third inning. And the offering, down and away. 1 ball and no strikes, straight up at noon. This is 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Greeley. I'm John Beltran, live from Jackson Field, 10-2. Bayfield in the opening game of the 3A state tournament, well outside with a fastball. It's 2-0 to Rhodes. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do. Every second counts. As a Level 3 trauma center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center bringing quality care to the community. Fastballs up and in. Yeah, regardless of what happens in this inning, obviously we're in the 7th, so the Beat Diggers will go the distance in this game, although that obviously was not the goal, but it became the goal once it was a 10-2 game in the 5th inning, or part of it, the stretch. And the 3-0, and that changeup is in the dirt. It's a walk to Drake Rhodes. There's Matthew Knickerbocker, who's doubled, singled, struck out, and walked 2 for 3 in the game. Hitting from the left side. This will be the first time since they went to the double elimination format that the Beat Diggers have lost in the first game. Swag and a miss and a fastball up and away. Count is at no balls and 1 strike. To Knickerbocker. Peterson lays down the sign. The runners take their leads. And the 0-1. And the curveball is just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Peterson lays down the sign. And the 1-1 pitch. Outside again. Went with a heater. Ball 2, strike 1. To Matthew Knickerbocker. 2 on, 1 out in the 7th. Bayfield with an 8-run advantage. Second is Hazelton. Rhodes at first. 2-1. Runs inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. And the Beat Diggers, have activity in the bullpen. Thane Fow is warming up for Brush along that bullpen in left field. Swung on, foul back. And the count is at 3-2. Well, we were hoping to have baseball all day right here on 1010, but looks like our next game will be tonight, 6:40. Rockies on deck at 6:05. Second of a 4-game set from Coors between the Rockies and Giants. Giants won last night 8-6, rallying from a 6-0 hole. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on. Matthew Knickerbocker, the left-handed hitter, awaits the pitch from Nico Guzman. Here it is. Upstairs with a fastball, and the bases are loaded. And here is Clay Miller, and here comes John Hirschfeld Jr. Let's see if Guzman has thrown 46 pitches, only 20 for strikes, will stay in the game. Because Miller has been on top of his game today at the plate. It looks like he's going to remain in the game. Miller has grounded out, singled, and homered. He is 2 for 3. Let's see, is that all he did? I would have thought he had a fourth plate appearance in there. I'm not seeing it right now. Yeah, we might have to refer to another part of this program. Yeah, I think there's a walk sprinkled in there as well for Miller. Yeah, 4 plate appearances. He has walked as well. Here is the wind by Guzman. The base is loaded and the pitch. Fastball is outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Clay Miller with the bases loaded. And the offering. That runs inside, 2-0. Miller's already driven in a run by hitting the ball. He might drive in a run here without hitting the ball. Guzman has got to come in with something very good now with a 2-ball, no strike count. Wind and pitch. Fastball is low. 3-0. Oswaldson at second. At third. Rhodes at second. Knickerbocker at first. 3 balls and no strikes to Clay Miller. Wind in the pitch. That is a fastball in the outside corner. It's 3-1. 3-1 to Clay Miller. Looking for another big swing. And the offering. And that runs a little bit inside. It's a bases-loaded walk. Oswaldson will score. Bayfield now leads 11-2 in the 7th inning. That'll send up Trey Lang. Well, there's no doubt, at least in my mind, that this will be the final hitter for Guzman if he cannot, at the very least, retire him. Here's the wind and pitch. Swung on, fouled back. It's 0-1. Yeah, now the ball-to-strike ratio is really falling apart for Nico. 30 balls and 22 strikes in the game. No balls and 1 strike. Wind and pitch, and he bounces it in there off of Peterson. Nice job blocking it up the first base side. Looked like he tried to go with a changeup. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, in the even number innings, the B-Diggers have been great. No runs for Bayfield in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th, but multiple run innings in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th, and maybe here in the 7th. Inside with that pitch, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike for Trey Lang. 1 in, the bases loaded here in the 7th. 11-2, Bayfield over Brush. And the pitch. Whoa, he bounces it all the way to the screen. A run is going to score as Rhodes crosses home plate. Knickerbocker to third, Miller to second. Bayfield now leads 12-2. And the B-Diggers can just forget about this one and get ready for tomorrow. And Lang with a 3-1 count. And again, Zane Fowle's been warming up at the bullpen. He might come into this game. Wind and pitch. Swung on, grounded to left field for a base hit. Knickerbocker will score, and then the ball is bobbled out there by Randy Baker as crossing home plate is Miller. Into second is Lang. We'll call it a 2-run single and an error by Baker. Bayfield 14, Brush 2. That'll bring up Kelton McCoy. McCoy is struck out, reached on an error, a sac fly, and struck out again. He's 0 for 3. And the offering. Fastball is a strike. On the outside half, it's 0-1. 3 runs in the first, 2 in the third, 5 in the fifth, 4 in the seventh. All multiple run innings for Bayfield. The pitch. Swung on, line down the right field line. That's a base hit. And Jesus Cardenas will field that baseball. Around third is Lang, and he will score as the throw is cut off by Tormolin. It's an RBI single for McCoy. And Bayfield now leads Brush 15-2 in the 7th inning. And that's going to be it. Pitching change brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. 2 locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. A pitching change in a 2-minute break. Bayfield up by a baker's dozen here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Zane Fouts, the new pitcher for Brush. Weed Diggers trail 15-2. Zane Phelps steps in, 3 for 4, 3 singles and a pop-out. Got a courtesy runner at first that we're trying to identify. The right-hander delivers, and that curveball is a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Yeah, the courtesy runner is Alec Rodriguez, who was in the game earlier for Bayfield. The stretch, throw back to first. Back in diving is Rodriguez. No balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Swung on, fouled straight back, and the count goes to 0-2. Well, there's a reason Bayfield is. They're averaging, I believe, 12 to 13 runs a game. They've been destroying opponents all season, and today's no exception. And the pitch, and the breaking ball is popped foul and out of play. Count remains at 0-2 to Zane Phelps. 10 runs in the last 3 innings for Bayfield. Off of first is Rodriguez. Foul looks in. And the pitch. Curveball is grounded into left field for a base hit beyond the diving Monday. The second is Rodriguez. As this inning painfully continues, the Beat Diggers are getting smothered in this frame. Here's Austin McMiniman, who was 0 for 4, struck out twice, reached on an error, and lined out to the left fielder Baker. Yeah, this is very similar to last year's first game where Eaton destroyed Lamar. But again, Lamar did come back and win 3 games in a row in that tournament. Stretch and pitch, upstairs and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Bayfield now has 14 hits in the game, 4 in this inning. They've been aided by another Beat Digger error in this frame. The stretch, 1-0. Swag and a miss and a fastball away. It's 1-1. Yeah, at this point, the end of the game is what you can't wait for. The 13-run lead for Bayfield, 15-2, the stretch and the pitch. Curveball is fouled off to the left and well out of play. And the count moves to 1-2 on McMiniman. Peterson gets the sign from the dugout. And the offering. Curveball is lifted to left center field. Baker to his left with a long run, still moving into the gap, makes the catch. Runners hold, and there's 2 down. 2 down in the 7th inning. And Joey Webb batted earlier in this inning. In fact, he grounded out to the shortstop, Rosenbrock, to begin the frame. So he's the 10th hitter of the inning. As this Bayfield team has batted around in 2 of the last 3 frames. The stretch and pitch, and the curveball is right there for a strike. Belt high, it's 0-1. At second is Rodriguez. Phelps at first. Foul. With the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, a strike. On the outer half, belt high, it's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, 2 on, 5 in. And the offering, and the curveball went behind the hitter. Now goes to 1-2. Yeah, most thought that Eaton was a slam dunk to win the title, and he still might be, but you got a lot of hard throwers for Bayfield, including Clay Miller, who they did not use in this game. The pitch, curveball is lined towards center field, and that's going to drop for a base hit. Charging is Guzman, runner headed towards the plate. The throw is going to go over the head of Peterson up against the screen. A run scores. It's an RBI single for Phelps, and on the check that for Webb on the throw to the plate. Other runners advance at 16-2.
Now batting number 2, Darren Hazelton.
And 2 more in scoring position. Darren Hazelton is 1 for 3. Struck out, grounded out, reached on the catcher's interference and doubled. The 11th hitter of the 7th inning. The stretch by foul in the pitch. Swung on and lifted into right center field. To his left is Guzman into the gap under it, and he makes the catch. And the inning is finally over. Let's check that if that was Guzman or Matos Garcia. I think it was Guzman. Either way, 6 runs in the inning on 5 hits, a couple of errors, and 2 men left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's Bayfield 16, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Nico Guzman will hit to begin the bottom of the 7th inning for the Bee Diggers against Darren Hazelton. With Brush down 16-2. Here's the wind by the right-hander of the pitch. And that fastball is a little bit low and away. And again, the Bee Diggers are not only being outscored 16-2, being out-hit 15-2. 1-0. Swung on and fouled back. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-1 and 2 hitters for Brush. Here in the 7th inning, the offering. Fastball on the inside corner. It's 1-2. A very long game for what's turned out to be very non-competitive. But that also happens with these long half innings. And the curveball's up and in. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nico Guzman. The wind by Hazelton and the pitch. Swung on and popped up into foul territory. Towards the screen is McCoy. And he didn't run out of room, and the ball just fell foul. Count stays at 2-2. Again, we'll get you to our farm programming here coming up momentarily on 10:10. As soon as Bayfield records 3 more outs and secures this victory. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swung on, lined into right field for a base hit beyond the leaping Funkhauser. Rush has actually had the leadoff man on in 4 of the 7 innings in the game as Guzman has the 3rd single for Brush.
Now batting number 8, Alec Peterson.
Alec Peterson has struck out, reached on an error, and walked. He scored the 2nd run in that 2-run third for Brush, throw back to first, and back in standing is Guzman. So Peterson officially is 0 for 2 in the game. Guzman with a 2-step lead, stretched by Hazelton, and a pitch down and away, backhanded nicely by McCoy. It's 1-0. Rush lost to Bayfield 14-12 in the 2007 District Tournament Championship game, a game in which Brush was down by about 10 runs and made a huge comeback. Swung on and fouled off to the right. I mean, not saying that's going to happen here. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Alec Peterson. The stretch and the offering. Swag and a miss on a fastball Peterson could not catch up to. The count is at 1-2. Bayfield 16, Brush 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Peterson steps out. The Lamar Faith Christian game will start probably closer to 1 at this point. The breaking ball is down and in. And obviously will not get underway in 8 minutes. The scheduled time is 12:30. 2-2 to Peterson. The pitch swung on and driven down the left field line, and that's going to be caught out there by the left fielder, McMinimum. On that line drive, there's one out. Back to first is Guzman. Hit hard by Peterson. But it's that type of day for the Bee Diggers. Arnoldo Maltos Garcia will now bat, 0 for 3, struck out twice, and popped out during his second at-bat. Now Guzman with a bigger lead at first. And the pitch, down and away with a heater. 1 ball, no strikes. The starter, Hunter Funkhauser, went 5 innings, struck out 12. Matos Garcia awaits the 0-1, and that is outside as well. Yeah, this game might end at the very same time the next game was scheduled to start. 2-0 to Matos Garcia, and the offering. Swung on and driven to center field on the line, but that's going to be caught by Miller. Guzman back to first. There's 2 down. Kyle Rosenbrock has had a tough day. Not only on the hill, but at the plate. 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He will now bat for Brush. Stretch by Hazelton. The pitch. Curveball is low. 1 ball and no strikes. Stretch once again, and the offering. Fastball outside corner, strike 1. To Kyle Rosenbrock. Laying down the sign is McCoy. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled off to the right and out of play. 1-2 to Rosenbrock with 2 down and 1 on in the bottom of the 7th inning. Bayfield fans can sense this one right now, at least perhaps the final pitch. The victory's been in hand for a while, the offering, and that curveball is outside. 2-2 to Rosenbrock. The stretch and the pitch off the glove of McCoy to the screen. Guzman to second, and it's 3-2 to Rosenbrock. That could be scored either way. It was running inside, but certainly very catchable. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Bee Diggers shortstop is also the pitcher of record in this game. And the 3-2. Swung on and popped up in the infield on the right side. Calling for it is the first baseman Phelps. Makes the catch. And the Bayfield Wolverines have won this first round Class 3A state tournament game over the Brush Bee Diggers by a score of 16-2. It's a 1-minute break, and we'll wrap it up after this on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Welcome to the Bee Digger post-game show, brought to you by Buildings by Design and Brush, which takes pride in their workmanship and quality of their relationships with clients. For a free bid, call Pat Walter, 842-5837. Building today's business, Buildings by Design, as the Bee Diggers go down to defeat in the opening round of this 3A state tournament game from Jackson Field and Greeley, 16-2, 16 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors, 8 left on base for Bayfield. 2 runs, 3 hits, 4 errors, 7 left on base for Brush. The winning pitcher going 5 innings, striking out 12, was Hunter Funkhauser. Kyle Rosenbrock takes the lost time of the game, 2 hours and 25 minutes. And really, Bayfield set the tone in the first inning. Second and third, nobody out, even though Rosenbrock was able to get the next 2 outs without a runner scoring. 2 wild pitches, including 1 and a strikeout, made it 2-0. Then Zane Phelps, who had 3 hits in the game, came through with an RBI single. And all of a sudden, and by the way, Phelps had 4 hits in the game, and it was 3-0. It became 5-0 in the third inning as Phelps had his second run-scoring single. Bee Diggers came back with 2 in the bottom of the third inning as Grayson Simmons walked to lead off the inning. He scored in a wild pitch. Mitch Tormolen's RBI single drove in Alec Peterson, but then the wheels completely fell off as it was 5-2 in the 5th inning. But Clay Miller led off with a home run, then a triple there by Trey Lang. and it was 6-2, obviously, after the home run sacrifice fly by Kelton McCoy made it 7-2. And then later on, the pitch that chased Rosenbrock was one that was hit for a 2-run double down the left field line by Drake Rhodes. And then Bayfield would score 6 more runs in the 7th inning, a 2-run single by Trey Lang, one of the bigger hits in that frame. And Bayfield will play coming up at 3 o'clock or maybe a little bit later on this afternoon against the winner of the next game here from Jackson Field between Lamar and Faith Christian. As for the Bee Diggers, they'll have an elimination game coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com from Butch Butler Field right here in Greeley against the loser of this 12:30 game between Lamar and Faith Christian. We'll get you to some farm programming here coming up during the final half hour of the noon hour. Sound engineer and producer, Brush Bee Digger Baseball, doing a great job for us, is Christy Creighton. I'm John Beltran. The final score, once again in the opening round of the 3A state tournament from Jackson Field and Greeley. Bayfield 16, Brush 2 on 1010 KSIR, KSIR.com.